Welcome to lecture 3 of design of FIR filters. In the previous session we have seen the implementation of or realization of direct form of FIR filters. Now in this session let us go to realization of linear phase FIR systems. And before starting the implementation or realization of linear phase FIR systems, let us know some of the basic terms related to the linear phase FIR systems. In devices like amplifiers, filters, okay, so they are often categorized by their amplitude or phase responses. So as we know, the amplitude response is nothing but the ratio of output amplitude to the input amplitude, which is taken usually as a function of frequency. Similarly, the phase response is nothing but the phase of the output with input as a reference. Yeah. So therefore, in signal processing, the phase response is the relationship between phase of the sinusoidal input and the output passing through any device that accepts input and produces an output signal. So therefore, the phase response is the phase of the output by considering input as a reference. Now, what is this linear phase? Okay, so, linear phase is nothing but a property of the filter where the phase response of the filter is a linear function of the frequency. Okay. Now, what is the advantage of having the linear phases? So, because of the linear phase, all the frequency components, okay, so because of this linear phase, so all the frequency components of the input signal are shifted, okay, or delayed in time by same constant amount, so that there is no phase distortion due to time delay of frequencies related to one another. Okay. So therefore, such a filter uh, is called as a linear phase FIR filter. So therefore, we can now define the linear phase FIR system as nothing but a filter uh, in which, okay, the frequency response is a linear function of the frequency. Okay. So any filter is known as a linear phase FIR filter if the phase component of the frequency response is a linear function of the frequency. Okay. So therefore, how do these linear phase FIR systems are realized? Okay. So because we have seen in the previous session the direct form realization of FIR systems where the h of z function, that is the transfer function, is directly represented, okay, in the form of the block diagram or the structure or realization. So in linear phase FIR system, so what is the rule that is applicable? So let us see with the basic details. Now in FIR systems, okay, so for linear phase response, the impulse response should be symmetrical. So this is the criterion here. What is that in FIR systems? In FIR systems, the linear phase response, okay, the linear phase response should be symmetrical. Okay. So when the FIR system has a linear phase, okay, the unit sample response of the system, that is h of n, unit sample response of the system satisfies either symmetry or asymmetry condition. So therefore, for the impulse response h of n, it should satisfy either symmetry or asymmetry. Asymmetry condition. So therefore, then how we define the positive symmetry of the impulse response? Okay. So now the positive symmetry of the impulse response, okay, so is defined as positive symmetry of impulse response is defined as h of n, h of n is equal to h of n minus 1. Okay. So now this for two conditions. So when n is equal to 0, 1, 2 up to n minus 1 by 2 when n is odd. When n is odd. Okay. And for n is equal to even condition. Okay. So when n is equal to 0, 1, 2 up to n by 2 minus 1. So when n is even. When n is even. Okay. So therefore, the positive symmetry or the symmetry of the h of n. Okay. So this is defined as h of n equal to h of n minus 1, or as we have taken in the previous discussion, the length of FIR filter as m. Okay. So therefore here also we will take m only. Okay. So we will mention capital M as a length of the filter. So let us take this as a capital M. Okay. So therefore h of n should be equal to h of m minus n minus 1. If this is satisfied for h of n, then that is called as a positive symmetry. Okay. And if n is odd, okay, so if n is a odd, n is nothing but m here. Okay. So if m is a odd number, then the values of n for which impulse response can be calculated is 0, 1, 2 up to m minus 1 by 2. Similarly, when the length, okay, is even, when m is even, so n is 0, 1, 2, 3 up to m by 2 minus 1. So these are the odd and even conditions for h of n. Okay. Similarly, the negative symmetry of the impulse response is defined as the negative symmetry is defined as h of n equal to minus h of n minus m minus n minus 1. Okay, so this is what is the definition for the impulse response when it satisfies negative symmetry. And here also n is equal to 0, 1, 2 up to m minus 1 by 2 when m is odd, and n equal to 0, 1, 2 up to m by 2 minus 1 m is even, when m is even. Okay. So these are the negative and positive symmetric conditions on the impulse response h of n. Okay, now let us take one simple example to understand this first step, that is the positive symmetry. Okay, example. So now let us consider that m is equal to 11. M equal to 11, that is length of the filter m equal to 11, or length of the impulse response. Okay, so here m is nothing but length of the impulse response, let it be 11. Then for positive symmetry, for positive symmetry, how do we define? H of n is equal to h of m minus 1 minus n. Okay, now I'll substitute h of n is equal to h of 11 minus 1 minus n. Okay, so therefore h of n is equal to h of, it is 10 minus n. 10 minus n. So now I will go on substituting the different n values. So what is the range of n values here? Yeah. So the range of n values is, so n is equal to 0, 1, 2 up to as m is odd here. Okay, so it should be m minus 1 by 2. So therefore n equal to 0, 1, 2 up to m is equal to 11, 11 minus 1, 10, 10 by 2, this is 5. So therefore now you can calculate h of n for 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 3, 4 and 5. So this is the range of n values. Okay, now when do we say that our impulse response h of n satisfies a positive symmetry? So when this is true, that is when h of n is equal to h of m minus 1 minus n. So therefore what is h of 0? H of 0 is nothing but h of Now I'll substitute in this equation. When n is equal to 0, it is h of 0, h of 10, sorry. Okay, h of 0 is equal to h of 10. So next, when h of 1 is there, then it is equal to h of, substitute here 1, so therefore 10 minus 1, 9. Similarly, h of 2 is equal to h of here 10 minus 2, 8. Then h of 3 is equal to h of 7. Then 4 is equal to h of 6. And h of 5 is equal to h of 5. Okay, so this is important. H of 5 is equal to h of 5. Okay, so now this is known as the symmetry condition. Okay, so now graphically you can show the symmetry condition like this. Okay, so if this is my axis, so I am plotting the symmetry impulse response when n is odd. Okay, so this is for symmetrical impulse response when n or m, in this case m is odd. Okay, so therefore 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 9, 10. So h of 5 is equal to h of 5. Okay. So then if this is the impulse response, so then h, what is h of 6? H of 6 is same as h of 4. So therefore h of 6 is same as h of 4. Similarly, h of 7 is equal to h of 3. Okay, so therefore this is equal to 3. So these two are same. Okay, now this sample represents h of 5, that is equal to h of 5 because it is a symmetry condition. Similarly, h of 8 is nothing but equal to h of 2, that is this value. Similarly here. Okay, similarly h of 9 is nothing but equal to h of 1, and last h of 10 is same as h of 1. Okay, so now this represents the symmetry impulse response when our length of the filter m is odd. So in this case we have plotted it for m is equal to 11. Okay, then similarly when we take m as even, say for example n is equal to 10, that is it is a even condition, then what is our impulse response? Now in that case we are defining the impulse response as h of n is equal to h of n minus 1 minus n. Okay, and in this case what is the range of n value? It is 0, 1, 2 up to m by 2 minus 1. Okay, so therefore this is equal to 0, 1 up to, so m value is 10, 10 by 2 is 5, 5 minus 1 is 4, so up to 4. So n can be equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So therefore here substituting this, h of n is equal to h of m is equal to 10, 10 minus 1, 9, so it is h of 9 minus n. So now as with the previous case, I will just go on substituting. H of 0 is nothing but h of 9, h of 1 is nothing but, so 9 minus 1, it is 8. Similarly, h of 2 is equal to h of 9 minus 2, that is 7, and h of 3 is equal to h of 9 minus 3, that is 6, and h of 4, this is equal to h of 9 minus 4, that is 5. Therefore only these many values I can calculate, because here it shows that range of n, it can be from 0 to 4, that's all. So that's why 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 samples. Then remaining 5 samples are just equal to their counterparts, because it is the impulse response is symmetrical nature. Now here one thing should be observed. Now in this case h of 4 is equal to h of 5, but in the previous, okay, so h of 5 is equal to h of 5, so there was only one sample. H of 5 is again equal to H of 5 only, but here 4 is equal to 5. Okay, so therefore what is the response in this case? Now in this case again I'll plot 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So H of 4 and H of 5 are equal. So in the impulse response, okay, this is a plot of impulse response H of n, in which the 4th and 5th samples are same, and then 3rd and 6th samples are equal. 3rd and 6th samples are equal. Then 2nd and 7th samples, that is H of 2 is equal to H of 7. H of 2 is equal to H of 7. And one more, H of 1 is equal to H of 8. H of 1 is equal to H of 8. And H of 0 is equal to H of 9. Okay, so therefore, so these two are equal. Okay, so this is equal to this. So similarly, H of 2 is equal to H of 7, and this H of 1 is equal to 8, and 0 is equal to 9. Okay, so this is the positive symmetry in case of M odd or M even. Okay, so in case when M is equal to even, M is nothing but the length of the impulse response. Okay, so therefore now what is the link with this kind of response with the linear phase FIR systems? Okay, so this is regarding only symmetrical nature of the impulse response, that's all. So further how this is useful in linear phase FIR systems. Okay, so that we will see now. Now by using this symmetry condition, okay, so using this symmetry condition, okay, it is possible to reduce, okay, so it is possible to reduce the number of multiplications. Number of multiplications, this is important. Number of multiplications. Okay, so for the realization of FIR systems. Okay, so now whatever the symmetry that we have seen here with respect to the impulse response H of n. Okay, so if at all, if our impulse response H of n satisfies this condition, that is H of m minus n minus 1, that is a symmetry condition, then that symmetry condition can be used in the realization of FIR systems, okay, with reduced number of multiplications. Okay, so therefore now let us see through some of the examples, so how it is possible to implement the linear phase FIR systems. Okay. Let's take one example. Realize the following system with minimum number of multipliers. With minimum number of multipliers. Okay, so in that I have taken two examples. So let us first implement H of z, which is equal to 1 by 4 plus 1 by 2 z inverse plus 3 by 4 z to the power of minus 2 plus 1 by 2 z to the power of minus 3 plus 1 by 4 z to the power of minus 4. Okay, so this is a given system. So this we have to implement using linear phase FIR systems with minimum number of multipliers. Okay, the advantage of that linear phase, this is nothing but it is going to yield minimum number of multipliers only during realization. So that we will see through this example. Okay, So therefore solution. So now it is given that the h of z is like this. So therefore directly now I'll write y of z by x of z form for this. Okay, so this is equal to 1 by 4, same 1 by 2 z inverse plus 3 by 4 z to the power of minus 2 plus 1 by 2 z to the power of minus 3 plus 1 by 4 z to the power of minus 4. Okay, so next we will cross multiply x of z with the RHS. Therefore this is going to give me what is this, y of z is equal to 1 by 4 into x of z plus 1 by 2 into z inverse x of z plus 3 by 4 z to the power of minus 2 x of z plus 1 by 2 z to the power of minus 3 into x of z plus 1 by 4 z to the power of minus 4 into x of z. So this is what it is equal to y of z actually. Okay, so now we will get y of n by applying the IZT on the above equation. So therefore y of n, so y of n is nothing but 1 by 4 into x of n first term, okay, plus 1 by 2 into, so IZT of z inverse into x of z is x of n minus 1 plus 3 by 4 into, so z inverse into x of z is nothing but x of n minus 2, 2 times delay, plus next one is 1 by 2 into x of n minus 3, n minus 3 plus the last term is 1 by 4 x of n minus 4. So after taking the inverse Z transform, so this is what is our equation in y of n. Let us call this as equation 1. Okay. Now we already know one relation, that y of n is also equal to summation k equal to m minus 1, okay, h of k into x of m, okay, so x of n minus k. Call this, okay, as equation 1a. Okay, so this is a standard form of this FIR systems only. Okay. So now we will compare the two equations. Okay, so for comparison let us expand this equation 1a also. So therefore after expansion y of n can be written as what, h of 0 into x of n plus h of 1 into x of n minus 1 plus h of 2 into x of an minus 2 plus h of 3 into x of n minus 3 plus h of 4 into x of n minus 4 plus it continues. Okay, so therefore call this as equation 2. So now by comparing, okay, so comparing equation 1 and 2. What is it, equation 1? So 1 is nothing but from the given problem whatever IZT we have taken, that is y of n equation. So compare this equation 1 with the expansion whatever we have done now. Okay, so therefore here we can simply compare the coefficient, that is h of zeros. Okay, so h of 0 is nothing but equal to 1 by 4. Similarly this coefficient of x of n minus 2 is nothing but 1 by 2. So here coefficient of x of n minus 1 is h of 1. Okay, so therefore equation 1 and 2 they are identical, and therefore we can get all the coefficient values. So therefore by comparison it is just possible to write all the coefficient values like this. So therefore h of 0 is nothing but 1 by 4, h of 1 is nothing but 1 by 2. Okay, so h of 2 is nothing but, it is again 3 by 4. Okay. So this is 3 by 4. Similarly h of 3, okay, so h of 3 is again 1 by 2, and last one h of 4 is again 1 by 4. So that is, we have just listed these coefficients, that's all. Okay, so okay, so this is h of 0. Okay. Now this is h of 1. Okay. And this is nothing but h of 2. Okay. So and this is h of 3. Okay. So similarly 3 4, so 0 1 2 3 4, so this is the fourth coefficient, that is h of 4. So that only we have listed here. So therefore finally I will write h of n for the given system, that is impulse response of the given system is 1 by 4 comma 1 by 2 3 by 4 1 by 2 comma 1 by 4. So this is what now, this is the impulse response of the given system. So now therefore by looking at the impulse response, we can say that this h of n satisfies the symmetry condition. Satisfies the symmetry condition. What is that condition? H of m minus 1 minus n. Okay, so why it is condition, and also you can see for which condition it is when length is odd. Okay, so m odd condition, for m odd condition. So therefore how it satisfies the symmetry condition? So you can see that so 3 by 4 is a central sample, 1 by 2 1 by 2 are same, 1 by 4 1 by 4 are same. So therefore this particular h of n, okay, so it resembles the graph like this. Okay, so this is the graph. So similarly you can plot for that h of n also. Okay, so it has got 5 number of samples. The central one is the 3 by 4. Okay, so here it is 3 by 4, and then on one side it is 1 by 2, other side again 1 by 2, again 1 by 4 and 1 by 4. Okay, so therefore this is the plot of impulse response when m is odd, length of the filter is odd. Similarly, so here also we have got the same kind. Therefore by just comparison we can say that the impulse response satisfies the symmetry condition. So therefore it is possible to write that h of n, that is impulse response, is symmetrical. Okay, so therefore the system has a linear phase. So because of this the system has linear phase and can be realized with minimum number of multipliers. Okay, so why it costs minimum number of multipliers? Because the pair of impulse response samples are equal in their values. Okay, so therefore the number of multipliers will be automatically reduced. So that we will see again through the structure also. Okay, so therefore now how this is going to give us the reduced number of multipliers. Okay, so for this we are grouping the samples which possess the same coefficients. Okay, so therefore finally we are going to write this y of n. Okay, so the x of n samples which have got the same coefficients are grouped together like this. So 1 by 4 into x of n plus x of n minus 4, they are put in one group. Okay, so you just go back to this equation. So here you can see that x of n and x of n minus 4, they have got the same coefficients, 1 by 4 1 by 4. That's why they are grouped together, and this 1 by 4 is taken as a common factor. So 1 by 4 into x of n plus x of n minus 4. Okay, so thereby here one multiplication is reduced. Otherwise if it is the direct form structure, we would have multiplied x of n with 1 by 4 and again x of n minus 4 with 1 by 4. Okay, so now because of the symmetry of the impulse response, that additional multiplication, okay, so that is avoided. Similarly here it is possible to group x of n minus 1 and x of n minus 3 because they both have got the coefficient as 1 by 2. Okay, so therefore continuing the grouping, we have one more, that is 1 by 2. 1 by 2 is a common factor for x of n minus 1 as well as x of n minus 3. So they are in one group, plus the one more term is there, 3 by 4 into x of n minus 2. So this should be written as it is. Okay, so now this is one important equation for realization. Okay, so equation 1 we have taken the inverse Z transform. Equation 2 we have expanded the what that convolution sum equation. In equation 3 we have grouped the terms so that we can see where exactly the multiplication terms are reduced. So now this is the equation 3, okay, so for which the linear phase structure is drawn. Okay, so therefore now in order to draw this, okay, so again we are following the same concept, that is using the same delay elements, adders and the multipliers. So therefore now using this equation it is possible to draw the linear phase realizations. Okay, now here also, so how many delays are there? X of n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3, n minus 4 is also there. Okay, so therefore just observe the equation. We have n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3, n minus 4. So therefore obviously it needs 4 delay elements. 4 delay elements. Okay. So then, so how many multiplications? So 1 by 4 into this term, this is a first multiplication. 1 by 2 into second group, this is a second multiplication, and 3 by 4 into x of n minus 2, this is a third multiplication. Okay. So therefore now with this information, let us draw the linear phase realization for the given system. So it will start with the same x of n. So I think it is better to write down the required equation also here itself, so that it is easy for us to compare. So I'll just write y of n again. It is 1 by 4 into x of n plus x of n minus 4 plus 1 by 2 into x of n minus 1 into x of n minus 3 plus 3 by 4 into x of n minus 2. So this is the final equation for which we are drawing the direct form, that is linear phase realization. Okay. So now let us draw this x of n first on the leftmost side. So now this x of n has to yield n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3, n minus 4. So therefore we need 4 delay elements. This is Z inverse, Z inverse. So wherever we have this Z inverse, so here I am getting x of n minus 1. The same x of n minus 1 passes through another delay element, it gives x of n minus 2 delay. Okay, when n minus 2 passes through one more delay, that is Z inverse. So this is going to give here x of n minus 3, So again when it is passed through one more delay, Z inverse, this is going to give one more delay here, this is x of n minus 4. So we have got the 4 terms. Now only thing is they have to be added together along with multiplication with the relevant coefficient. Okay, now what is the first term? It is x of n plus x of n minus 4 we have to add, then that sum should be multiplied by 1 by 4. So therefore here I have got x of n signal, and here already x of n minus 4 is available. So here I'll place one adder and this will add these two signals, and the sum is going to be multiplied by 1 by 4. Okay, so here is a adder, and then next what we have is the term x of n minus 1 plus x of n minus 3. So these two have to be added. Just a minute. X of n minus 1 plus x of n minus 3. Okay, so x of n minus 1, it is available here, then x of n minus 3 is available here. Okay, so this sum should be now multiplied by this 1 by 2. So here is one adder. Then finally this equation 3 by 4 into x of n minus 2. So x of n minus 2 is available here. So only thing is this has to be multiplied with the 3 by 4, that's all, 3 by 4, and further this needs to be added with the previous add terms, and here we are going to get the output y of n. Okay, so now this is known as the linear phase. So this is known as linear phase realization. Linear phase realization. Linear phase realization of a given h of z. Okay. So now this is the implementation when m, that is length of the filter, was odd. So that's why we have 5 samples here, 5 samples. Okay. Now let us take one more example where the h of z is given like this. So given that the transfer function h of z is equal to 1 plus 1 by 2 z inverse plus 1 by 2 z to the power of minus 2 plus z to the power of minus 3. Okay, now obtain the linear phase realization of h of z with again minimum number of multipliers only. Okay, so now in the solution, so whatever this h of z is there, so I will write in the y of z by x of z ratio form, that is equal to 1 plus 1 by 2 z inverse plus 1 by 2 z to the power of minus 2 plus z to the power of minus 3. Okay, so therefore y of z is nothing but just cross multiply x of z. So 1 by 2 into z inverse x of z plus 1 by 2 into z to the power of minus 2 into x of z plus z to the power of minus 3 into x of z. Okay, so now we will obtain directly y of n by applying the what IZT, inverse z transform. Okay, so for this equation, so therefore this is equal to x of n plus 1 by 2. So z inverse into x of z is nothing but x of n minus 1 delay, plus similarly the next term it is going to give, okay, x of n minus 2 plus the last term is simply multiplied by 1, x of n minus 3. Okay, so now this is our equation 1. So now this equation will be now compared with what our convolution sum equation. So what the convolution sum equations is, x of y of n is equal to h of 0 into x of n plus h of 1 into x of n minus 1 plus h of 2 into x of n minus 2 plus h of 3 into x of n minus 3. Okay, so therefore as there are only 4 samples, let us stop here. So therefore it is just sufficient to compare our coefficients. Okay, so therefore now we can compare that h of 0 is nothing but, okay, so on comparison h of 0 is nothing but 1, h of 1 is nothing but 1 by 2, h of 2 is 1 by 2, h of 3 is again 1. Okay, so here this is 1 into x of n, here also it is 1 into x of n minus 3. So therefore now I can write that h of 0 is 1, h of 1 is 1 by 2, again h of 2 is also 1 by 2, and h of 3 is equal to 1. Okay, so therefore the impulse response h of n is equal to 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 2, 1. Okay, so this is the impulse response that is derived from the given system. So again here we can see that it is symmetrical in nature, and if you want to plot it, shows a graph like this. So this value is 1 by 2, this is 1 by 2, the remaining two samples values are 1 and 1. Okay, so therefore h of n is symmetric, h of n is symmetric with m even, with m even, with m even. Okay, so therefore now as the impulse response satisfies the symmetry condition, okay, with n is length m is equal to 4, so it is further possible to realize it by minimum number of multipliers. Okay, so therefore let us go for the implementation of the system. So what is our final equation that is used for the implementation is after grouping the coefficients. Okay, so now here we have got the two terms which are multiplied by the coefficients 1 and 1, and the two terms are multiplied by the coefficients 1 by 2. Okay, so therefore here I'll write y of n is equal to x of n plus x of n minus 3, one group, plus 1 by 2 into x of n minus 1 plus x of n minus 2, another group. Okay, now we can draw the realization for this. Okay, so draw x of n. So therefore x of n is the input. Now we have to get three delays: x of n minus 1, n minus 2 and n minus 3. So first delay, it is z inverse. Okay, so next it will pass through one more delay, z inverse, and another delay, z inverse. Okay, so after one delay we are getting x of n minus 1 here, and this is the input. Then after that, so at this point we are going to get x of n minus 2, and then now it is the addition here. So after third delay, here we are going to get x of n minus 3. Okay, now the first term is x of n plus x of n minus 3. So therefore x of n is here already, so we need one adder to add x of n and x of n minus 3. Okay, and that sum is multiplied and then added with the next term. So next term is addition of x of n minus 1 and n minus 2. So here we have n minus 1, it is added with n minus 2. So here we have n minus 2. Okay, and this sum is now multiplied by 1 by 2. Okay, and it is added. So this is y of n. Okay, so this is the linear phase realization of FIR systems for the given transfer function.